Good morning, Nate.
Good morning.
If you had a Mount Rushmore of DBs, who would be in your Mount Rushmore?
I'd probably go Buda Baker, Ed Reed, Deion Sanders,
Let's say that one.
Pastor Tam. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
So what's your favorite part about game day?
I think just the experience and the overall aroma of football. The build up to the games, the tailgates, the music. I think I just love football very much. So everything about the game is just happy. It's just good for me.
If you had a favorite Bible verse that you look to for inspiration and motivation, what would it be?
I would say John 13:7. I got it tatted on me. It means you may not understand now, but you'll understand later. And I think that just means a lot to me because, a lot of things that we go through in the present moment, you don't understand until the future. So I think that one really sits hard with me, and I got it tatted on me for a reason because I believe in it and I live by it. So.
And your head coach has been cancer-free now for over a year.
100%.
And that battle that he was fighting, how was that inspired your teammates and the coaching staff around you?
Yeah, just to see a man go through that and still show up every day with a smile on his face and to work as hard as he can, it only builds you up as a man. Seeing it from afar and seeing what he went through, it sucks, but he's a strong dude and he got through it and he's going to be straight.
How has this offseason been different for you personally? It's been different for the team?
I think just, coming into the Big 12, it's a lot more cameras, it's a lot more people, a lot more build up to the games, things like this. You don't see that very much where I was at. So it's just been great, just been working hard and everybody's been buying in and trying to build a winning culture. So it's been great.
You mentioned Coach Prime's fight, off the field, health and everything. And some of those attributes, qualities that kind of drew you to, wanting to be around this man and learn from this man?
100%. You got to be a strong person to be able to go through all those things. And, with him going through that, we had a lot of people around that helped us out. But, it sucks. Anybody has to go through that and you have to see that, it sucks. But, if you're strong enough to get through that, you can get through a lot of things in life. And I think as a man, as a coach, and as a parent, that just means a lot to me. And it meant a lot to my family as well. So just being here, I'm just grateful to be here.
Have you had any moments where you're like, oh, this is a little different than what I'm used to? Have you had anything that kind of struck you any time on campus ever?
Yeah, obviously, a lot of cameras and things of that nature, but just, everything about Boulder I love. The mountains, the views, the fans, the support that we get. There's a lot of people that talk a lot of things about us, but we also have a lot of love and a lot of people that love us. So it's just been great being there.
Is there anything besides what you just mentioned that kind of drew you to Colorado?
I'd say the coaching staff, obviously the conference. I wanted to play against the best players in college football, and I believe I'm where I'm supposed to be, and I'm ready to go to work for sure.
It's been kind of a roller coaster ride in the Coach Prime. How do you feel like you can contribute to kind of getting the program where it needs to go?
How I feel like I can personally contribute, I feel like I'm a playmaker on the defensive side of the ball, so I think just being able to go out there and be me and buy into the culture, and we're trying to, like you said, there's been a little bit of up and downs, but we're trying to get to a winning culture, and that's what we believe in, and we're ready to do that.
Does this give you a little bit of a boost being here and knowing that they, how they're viewing you so far?
Yeah, 100%. I thank Coach Prime, I thank the coaching staff, I thank, my teammates. I'm just very grateful to be here. This is a big deal, and I understand that, and I know I got to go out there and do my job, this year, so I'm just ready to go out there and go to work.
What do you say to the doubters of your team this year?
That's all outside noise. We can't really control that. The media controls that. So, at the end of the day, we got to go out there and play football. We got to go play 4 quarters. So, they can say what they want to say, but at the end of the day, we're out there working.
What would you say one of the strongest strengths of this defense going into 2026 is?
I think our versatility. We brought in a lot of good players that want to come in and play a lot of football. So, I would say, just all the things that we can do with our defense. We have a lot of guys that can play different positions and move around in the defense. So that's going to be hard to read as a quarterback, and I think that's going to be our strong suit this year.
When you bring in a lot of different players from all over the country, right?
Right.
What's the secret to having all you guys gel by the time game day rolls around?
I think one of the biggest parts is doing things outside of the locker room, outside of you know, playing football with each other all the time. You got to go out and do things, and that's what we're building. We're building relationships. You know, it's hard with the transfer portal coming around, and I'm buying into that, and I know that I'm a player that has to buy in and try to help with the culture. So I think just, you know, doing things outside of football and trying to build relationships outside of football.
You guys are playing UCF this season. They have Alonzo Barnett. I mean, what do you know about his game, and how hard is it to kind of control it doing for a quarterback in the Big 12?
Yeah, you know, he's a good quarterback. We've seen a little bit of him at James Madison. You know, he's a good player, and I think, you know, we're just gonna attack him in different ways that he probably hasn't seen before. So.
You have any game day superstitions that you do or don't do?
Nah, not really. I just eat a good meal before, maybe listen to some music. I don't really got too many superstitions. You know, I just go out there and do my job and work hard. So.
What's your favorite meal before you?
I like chicken and spaghetti. That's probably what my go-to. Try not to eat too much. You know, I don't want to be heavy, but yeah.
Gotcha, right?
Yeah.
How cool is it to be in the NCAA video game?
It's really cool. You know, being able to see everybody's overall, the build up to it is great. You know, as soon as the last one came out, everybody was ready for the next one. So I think that just you know, just being able to be in the game and have people, you know, send you videos of you playing or making a play or things like that is really cool.
Do you guys ever like pick on each other for the balls?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, it's the talk of the town. When it comes around, you know, it just came around, so everybody was talking about it. But you know, you're not really too worried about it. But just being able to see it and see yourself on the game is really cool.
When you're in the portal, how do you think like your performance on those Tuesday, Wednesday night games when more people are watching the CUSA, how do you think that kind of helps your prospects in there?
Yeah, from my experiences in CUSA, it's been awesome. You know, being able to play on the weekdays and CUSA weekdays, it's been really cool. You know, there's a lot of people on, like, watching on TV, so I think that played a big part in, you know, my recruitment coming in the transfer portal, is being able to be on those big games and only game on the internet. You know what I mean? So just being able to play in those has been really cool. Appreciate you. Thank you.
From Mexico State, huh?
Yes, sir.
I grew up in El Paso.
Okay. Yeah, right down the street.
Where are you from?
I'm from Austin, Texas.
Where you down the street?
Yes, sir. Okay, there you go. No, yeah, I love EP. We used to be down there all the time.
My brother and his wife live in Las Cruces.
Okay.
I'm going there in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Gonna do it with family and stuff.
there you go. No, I love Cruces. Cruces is awesome. Nice little small town.